Alright, we're back. We're on the play. We're going to mulligan this one. And we're going to keep this one. Opponent also mulled. Opponent's down to 5. I'm going to keep land on top. See what my opponent did with their scry. They also bottomed. Or they did bottom. They did not bottom, that's right. Inspiring Vantage, not sure what deck this could be. But a red-white duel with no 1-drop to accompany it must be good news for me. Yeah, let's... I could let that resolve. Then I can go untap land, I can censor if I need to, and then I can just Essence Extraction, but I think I'd rather just do this. Another tap land. I'm going to play an untap land here, though, I think. I don't know if that's correct. I'd like to hold up Essence Extraction. I'd also like to be able to play this Illumination. I think I'm just going to play Field of Ruin. Then I can just cycle this Fetid Pools if he doesn't play anything I can Essence Extraction. Path of Metal, So what exactly does this do? So basically I just don't want this to flip, is how I understand it. Cycle. Disallow. Alright, I'll just untap. Could have cycled Illumination, but not real much need. Essence Scatter was good draw, so I'm not going to lose to like a Hazaret, for example. Seems like the most likely way I lose this game. Yep, so this is not happening. Now we should be good to go. That wasn't a bad draw either. Yep, and this game seems over to me. Bottom the Moan of Craving, keep the land. Still nothing. Just keep drawing cards. I'll let him attack. With the trigger on the stack, I'll use the extraction. I'll take negate. So if I find a Scarab God, I can play it with protection. I think I'm actually gonna blow up his Chef at Dunes while I have the opportunity. Not that I think it'll matter much, but might as well thin my deck a little bit, although I guess there were some dead cards on the bottom of my deck, so who knows if that was correct. But we're sitting pretty. Not about to lose anytime soon. Just waiting for a win condition. we go. He's gonna throw some burn at me, don't care. Let's go ahead and glimmer. Yep, and that is just gonna do it. So, red-white aggro A. Don't think negate's necessarily where I want to be, but I like the Aetherborns. Don't know how I feel about Bontu's Last Reckoning. It might be okay, but if we ever sweep the board and then he puts another threat onto the table and we can't untap our lands, that could be real bad. What do I not want? Disallows aren't great. They're fine, like they can still answer Hazarets, but I think we have enough answers to Hazaret with the Vraska's Contempts, Essence Scatters, and if we keep a couple Disallows. And I guess we can like double Moment of Craving it, which is interesting. Certainly want these in though. What do I not want? Glimmer's a little bit slow. Could consider trimming it, but I do still like having Velocity in. Searches could be slow also. I'll trim one Glimmer. Keep all my cheap removal. Trim on like a Sensor and Disallow. And we'll try this. This hand is fine, I guess. If this island was a swamp, I'd be a lot happier, because I could turn one have interaction, but I think regardless, this is a keep. That courier's getting in there. No. Land would be nice, good. So now, a couple options. Playing land. I can search plus Fatal Push now. Probably what I'm gonna do. I could have also Essence Extraction to be more mana efficient, but we can still do that next turn if we draw a land. Of course, killing the Bomat before he gets a chance to use it. Another Crasher. Field of Ruin. It'd be better if it was a black land, but I think it's still a keep. So I will not put it in the yard. And we'll pass the turn. Yep, he can attack. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the Crasher. Guess technically I should have left up a blue, but it's not really anything I'm representing with single blue except maybe Spell Pierce. Bomat is large and in charge. Tap land. Fetid Pools, let's keep that on top. Play. So now I'm going to put a stop in his draw step, and then I'm going to Fatal Push the Bomat. It's going to burn me. Perfect. Chandra, that's pretty good. Go to 8. Could go fetch up another black source right now. I also kind of want to draw land, so I don't know if thinning my deck is such a good idea here. When I do need to draw land here. I can put card number 5 in my yard, but I still can't flip my search. Unless I Field of Ruin myself, except that takes me below the land threshold for Gearhulk also. I guess it makes sense to do it here. All considered. I may not have this opportunity again. I'll get a swamp. Island can stay. Pass the turn. This matchup is much better for me now that he no longer has access to whatever it's called. Ramanap Ruins. Because this is a scenario where I think we can still pretty easily win, but if he had a Ruins, we would very easily lose. Oh, he's deciding whether or not to cast it. That means he has other stuff to cast. Interesting. I'll let that resolve. That's fine also. Then we're gonna Gearhulk, Extraction the Relentless Raptor. Block the Bowmat. Moment of Craving, huh? I'm actually going to put that in the yard, so I'm more looking for a counterspell at this point. Perfect. Attack Chandra. Although him having like a burn spell, I guess he can't mine a Chandra anymore, so it's basically just a Braid to kill my Gearhulk. Earthshaker Kenra. That resolves. I'm not going to use this Essence Scatter at all if I can help it. So let's save it for a Hazoret, as that's like the only way I can lose, I think, from this point. I could also not use the Extraction, because now he gets to unearth the Kenra at some point, but I'm not that worried about it. Ooh, Contempt can stay on top. Attack Chandra. Now we're sitting pretty. Yep. If he minuses it and chalks, that's probably the worst case for me. Oh, he's making mana. That's fine. Kenra, that's also fine. Just Contempt the Kenra. Put Glimmer in the yard, no. Flip my search, yes. This game seems pretty over. So I have 2 Disallows left in my deck, which I can use to counter a Kenra Unearth. So if he goes for that, I can use this Kanta and look for a Disallow. Just another Kenra. Sure. Probably won't even be... Oh, he wants to send him in. Alright, let's, don't even need to Glimmer, let's just use this Kanta. Fatal Push, sure. Perfect, and this game should be over now, if it wasn't already. It's one of those scenarios where I wish I could just show him my hand. If this was paper, I probably would, but, you know. Chandra, no. Could have also just let it resolve and killed it with an attack, but I'm just going to close this game out in a few combat steps here. No. Yep. Sweet.